I'm still not a co-host.
Oh gosh. Elizabeth, can you make Sylvia the co-host, please?
Yeah, we're live. So.
Right. Okay. Good evening. Hello, everyone, and welcome to our Tuesday Healthy Hearts sessions. What do we do here? Every Tuesday, we bring to you tailored nutrition and lifestyle education. We've been doing this for 2 years plus. The topics we discuss are based on suggestions from the community, the African and Caribbean community across the UK. Last week, what did we discuss? We did having a relationship with food. Yes, we did intermittent fasting the week before, and then this week we are going to talk about keto diet. Some people say keto, others say keto. I know Sylvia says keto, same thing. I don't know what's the right word, but I'm sure people know what I'm talking about. This is one of the most searched words when it comes to nutrition on social media. Now, is it considered a fad diet? What are fad diets? Our registered nutritionist, Sylvia, is going to talk to us about fad diets, talk to us about keto or keto. Should we be doing it? What are the do's and don'ts? We're going to use this 1 hour session to debunk the myths about keto diets. We're going to clear all those misconceptions. So please do send us your questions wherever you are on social media, on the Zoom call. Just put your questions in the chat box and we will address them for you. As always, we want it to be very engaging. So don't wait till the end. Put any thoughts you have on the topic in the chat box and we will pick on this and address them for you. Okay, so on this note, I'll hand it over to Sylvia to take us through keto diet. Sylvia, over to you.
Okay, thank you. Let me just share my screen. Okay, can everyone see my screen?
Yes, we can.
Okay, great. Thank you, Dr. Hibbah. Good evening, everyone. Just like Dr. Hibbah said, my name is Sylvia. I am a registered nutritionist and I'm also a health coach. So we're gradually creeping into that season where there are lots of celebrations and everyone is excited. We're more excited because we Africans, we have that saying where we just say that, oh, by December, you can eat anything you want to eat and eat above your portions and things like that, and eat all your favorite sweet foods and treats and all of that. Most people do this with the hope that come January, I'll lose the weight. I'll probably just drink one slimmy tea or just do detox or do one diet like that, and you probably lose the weight. Well, is it healthy? Are you actually supposed to be doing all of that? I like the fact that I think at the beginning of this month, we had a topic on detox. So now everyone is aware that we shouldn't be doing detox. Detox is a no-no. So come January, we don't want to hear that anyone is having a detox diet or anything like that. And in today's session, those diet plans that you want to try in January, let's talk about them today. Let's see, are they actually healthy? Just like Dr. Hibbah said, should you be doing them? And then we're going to be talking on emphasis on keto diet. Basically keto because it's the most popular one. You hear it everywhere. From everyone's mouth, everyone uses keto for weight loss. So we're going to focus on that. So please just pay attention to this question. Is keto diet a fad diet? Because halfway through the session, I'm going to stop and I'm going to bring this question back to everyone because I don't want this to just be come and listen and go. I want you to be able to stand for yourself outside the session and be able to say, yes, I know that I shouldn't be doing this and these are the reasons why. So I'm going to bring this question back to everyone just to answer that for me. So going forward, first things first, we need to know what a fad diet is. What is a fad diet? So a fad diet is any diet at all that provides fast weight loss results with no concrete scientific evidence. So these are diets that tell you focus on just one type of food, or they remove a particular food or food group and say, oh, don't eat this, don't eat that, just eat only this. So probably don't eat protein, just eat only fats, or don't eat fats, just eat only protein foods, with no scientific evidence to back that up. They're not even telling you that, oh, if you do it this way, these are the health benefits you're going to get. You don't get any of that. No scientific evidence at all. No research has been done to back such diets up. Now, fat diets are usually sold as a tempting offer. They provide quick fix and miracle rapid weight loss. So any diet you see that says lose 10 kg in 2 days, lose 10 kg in 1 week, how? What's the magic? What are they going to do? That is like a miracle diet, like a quick fix. Just know that that's a fat diet. So those are how fat diets are. They're usually very tempting, and it's usually for people who want that fast. They want to lose weight really fast. They don't want to wait and do it the healthy way. Now, also, most of these fat diets are backed up with nutritional knowledge. So I think nowadays they're beginning to notice that, oh, we the nutritionists and dietitians are paying more attention to them. So they randomly just go to Google and just Google something and attach it and say, oh, if you drink water for 2 days, your skin will grow, or oh, if you don't eat meat, your hair will grow longer, and things like that. And just find something nutritional and back it up, but with no concrete evidence. And then these things are basically very unrealistic and unsustainable. Like, it doesn't make any sense. Why will someone be restricting you to just one particular food or one particular food group? So it's the fat diet is kind of like providing like a solution to a short-term problem instead of a long-term problem. Because one thing about fat diet, it's never for a long time. It's always for a short time. So you never hear do a fat diet for a lifetime. No, it's always for a week, 3 days, a month. I'm not even sure it's more than a month, basically. So that's it. It's always for a short period of time. And we're all aware that the best way to lose weight and maintain a healthy weight is something that is sustainable, something that you can do for a long period of time, that becomes part of your healthy lifestyle. Okay, the next slide. So now, types of fat diet. So there are a lot of fat diet. There are a lot of types. In fact, most times people come up with their own fat diets, but these ones I picked out here are the very popular ones, and the ones that once you put them in on Google, once you type fat diet on Google, these are the ones that are going to pop up. So the first one is called the Atkins diet. I hope I pronounced that correctly. So it's called the Atkins diet. So this was actually created by a doctor. So he came up and decided that, oh, you know what? My patients need to lose weight. How do I help them lose weight? And he just said, okay, I will remove the carbs. Remove the carbs from your meal. Don't eat carbs. Eat only protein and fats. Now, what this diet does is that in the first phase, you're eating literally no carb at all. And then when you go into the second and the third phase, you're adding very small amounts of carbs into your diet, but you are consuming unlimited, unrestricted amount of protein and fats. Now, this diet also has the ability to suppress your hunger. So if you're on this diet, you do not feel hungry at all. So sometimes you might not even eat at all. Sometimes you might just eat once a day, basically. Now, the second diet, which is the South Beach diet, this was also created by a doctor. Now, it was created because he reviewed the Atkins diet and he saw that the Atkins diet is very dangerous. You're telling people to eat an unlimited and unrestricted amount of fats, which means they have access to consume high amounts of unsaturated fats. And we know that unsaturated fats are like the bad types of fat. Those are the types of fat that you should eat in small amounts. And consuming high amounts of unsaturated fats will put you at a risk of heart diseases. Now, this doctor said, you know what? I want my patients to lose weight quite all right, but I don't want them to be at the risk of heart disease. So this is what I'm going to do. Take the same diet, let them reduce their carbs, let them reduce their fat, but they can eat as much protein as they want. That still doesn't make any sense. That is still very, it's not aligning with health, nutritional rules and guidelines. So then the third one is the paleo diet. Let's hope that's also pronounced well. Now, this diet decided that, okay, let's go back to how our forefathers and the ancient people used to live. After all, back in the days, there was nothing like obesity. There was very low rate of diseases around and things like that. So let's go back there. Now, they did do a good thing because they cut out sugar, which is not all that good, but then they cut out sugar, so there's no cakes, no sweets, no processed food, everything. They took it out and said, you know what, just eat your regular protein, carbs, and fats. But now the issue with this is that you don't pay attention to your calories. What is calories? Eat as much as you want. You shouldn't be bothered whether you're eating more than your calorie intake or you're eating more. Just keep eating and you can eat as much as you want. And that was the problem with that diet. Now, the fourth one is the 5-2 diet, also known as alternate day fasting. So with this diet, you can eat 5 times. That 5 starts for 5 times. So you can eat 5 times a day, 5 times in a week, sorry. You can eat normal, anyhow you want to eat 5 times in a week. If you like, you load your plates with lots of portions and things like that. So eat 5 times properly. And then 2 times in that week, you should fast. So basically, that's what the diet is. So they make it seem like as if whatever calorie you have acquired when you've eaten 5 times or you've loaded your portion, you burn it off in those 2 days you fast. That doesn't make any sense. That is very unrealistic. Now, another diet that is very funny is the carnivore diet. Now, this diet says vegetables are bad for you, fruits are bad for you. Stick to just eating animal food. So basically meat, fish, poultry, cheese, anything made from animal, anything that has to do with plants is bad. Now they came up with this notion because they feel like because of how plants are being grown, fertilizers and all of that plant foods are toxic. Plant foods are basically the healthiest foods on the planet. So why would you tell someone not to consume plant food and just strictly consume animal food? Now, the last one, vegan diet. Now, this one is also quite popular, just like the Atkins and the keto diet, because a lot of people, I don't know if anyone has heard about it, in come January, you hear a lot of people say, instead of calling it January, they'll call it Veganuary. They say they're doing Veganuary. They just want to be vegans just for that month. They're not being vegans because they want to be, they just want to be vegans because they want to lose weight, basically. So the thing about the vegan diet is that if you do it wrong, if you decide to be a vegan and you do it wrong, that's it. Like there are a lot of things that you're going to cause in your body if you do wrong. So if you're going to do a vegan diet, you need to do it right, and you need to have the guidance of a nutritionist or a dietitian, because you're going to be lacking a lot of nutrients with the vegan diet. Now, before we talk about keto, first things first, let's understand how to differentiate fad diets and any other diets. First thing you need to pay attention to, is it sustainable? So you need to ask yourself, when someone comes to you and say, oh, I have this diet for you. If you work on, if you take this, do this diet for like 3 days, you lose weight and things like that. First thing, ask yourself, can I do it? Can I follow the rules and regulations that they are asking me to follow? Can I stay away for ice cream for the rest of my life? Can I say, okay, I'm not going to eat vegetables for the rest of my life, or I'm not going to have meat for the rest of my life? You need to ask yourself that question. Is it sustainable? Can you do it for the rest of your life? Now, the second one, food restriction and avoidance. Now, fad diets always come with food restriction and avoidance. They tell you, restrict your carbs, just like the types I've listed out there. Restrict your carbs, or restrict your fats, restrict your protein, or you know what, totally avoid vegetables, totally avoid this, don't eat that. That's the second sign for you to know that that's a fad diet. Now, the third one is they are very expensive. Fad diets are very expensive in the sense that a lot of people tell you to buy supplements. So you see on social media, your social media fitness influencers coming to you with different types of supplements. Oh, take a green supplement to lose weight. And then by the time they give you the price of that supplement, it's outrageous. Why not just go to the supermarket and get a normal proper meal and eat the right way rather than spending that amount of money on a supplement? So fat diets are very, very expensive. In fact, most times, before they give you the diet plan, they say, oh, come and do keto. And before they even give you keto diet plan, they will ask you to pay an outrageous amount of money for a diet plan that will just last for 1 week. So you go the second week again and you have to pay again for another amount of money for the diet plan for that week. It's outrageous. Now, any diet that tells you to substitute food meals for expensive supplements, that's the fat diet. Why are you surviving on supplements? They're telling you, come and lose weight in 3 days. Don't eat food. Just be taking this particular supplement. So you take your supplement in the morning. You take your supplements in the afternoon. You take your supplements in the evening. What's happening? What's going on? Is it that you don't like food? Why would you decide to starve yourself or put yourself in that position all because you want to lose weight? There are healthier and better options to lose weight. Now, another one is it always promises outrageous rapid weight loss. This is very popular with fat diets. In fact, this is how they promote it. Someone just comes on social media, a popular celebrity or social media influencer just comes up and says, oh, you know what? You can lose weight in 10 kg in 24 hours. What magic is that person going to perform on your body? Or what magic does she want you to perform on your body? So you just sleep and wake up and you've lost 10 kg. How? You should pay attention to all those things. And most times we should think about them and be like, what's this person talking about? Another one is just like the outrageous rapid weight loss. They offer magic tips to lose weight without lifestyle changes. So now they tell you, you don't need to do anything. Don't stress yourself. You don't need to go to the gym, or you don't need to do any form of physical activity. You don't need to take walks or anything like that. In fact, you don't even need to bother about what you eat. Just take this pill. It's a slimming pill. Just take it once in the morning, take it once in the evening, and in the morning, you go to toilet and you pull all the fat away from your system. Really? How is that possible? How do you take a pill that burns all the fat in your body and you wake up one morning and pull it out? How? That is very unrealistic and unreasonable. It doesn't make any sense at all. Or they tell you to come and buy sweatsuits or something, or they give you something to wear and tell you, oh, wear this at night, and then when you wake up, you feel thinner, you realize that you've lost 5 kg. That is very outrageous. Now, fat diets also offer what we call mono diets. So basically, any diet that puts you on what we say mono diet, we mean like maybe they tell you for 1 week only eat soup. They put you on a soup diet. Throughout this 1 week, eat cabbage soup, carrot soup, pea soup. Don't eat any other thing aside soup. Or throughout this 1 week, eat just eggs. So in the morning, you have boiled egg. In the night, you have fried egg. Maybe the next day, you have poached egg. You're eating eggs for just 1 week. Why? Why are you restricting yourself to all of that? So can you see that the diet is very restricted and it doesn't make sense? When you're not sick, you're a proper healthy human being, but you just decided not to eat like a healthy human being. That's wrong. Same thing goes for the liquid meals. So you hear liquid meals of when they tell you, for example, there's someone I know, I think this was last week, she was advertising something on Instagram, and then she comes to say, oh, lose 10 kg in 1 week. And I asked her, I said, how is that going to happen? What do you want to do? And she said, oh, you just be taking supplements and smoothie. So the first day, she told me, the first day you take supplements once a day. So you don't eat in the morning, you don't eat in the afternoon or in the evening. You don't eat throughout the day, or you take a supplement. The second day, she said in the morning, you take smoothie. The third day, you take smoothie. Why? Why are you putting me on a liquid diet? Or instead of smoothie, they tell you puree. You should blend your food, that you will get the nutrients better when your food is blended. Why? When you're not sick, do you have trouble swallowing? That's a very popular question that I always ask my clients. I always ask them, do you have any trouble swallowing? So why are you restricting yourself from such foods? Why do you want to stick to puree? Are you a baby? that you want to be eating pure food when there's nothing absolutely wrong with you. So that is totally wrong. That is a sign of fat diet. Another sign is that it offers the same diet for everyone without targeting their specific needs. Now, we need to understand that everyone's body is different. What will work for A will not work for B. Now, fat diets just come and give you diet and say everybody should use it without saying, without targeting the specific needs of that particular individual. Now, another thing that they do is secrets the doctors do not want you to know. They say this a lot. In fact, there's someone that I follow on Instagram, because I follow a lot of them on Instagram just to see what they do and things like that. She says this a lot. Anytime she's advertising something, she'll say, these are the secrets your doctor doesn't want you to know. The doctor doesn't want you to know this so that you will come back and you will keep paying him to keep helping you lose weight. They don't want you to know this will help you. Why will your doctor keep things like this for you? Things that is meant to help you. So anytime someone brings something to you and say, come and buy this diet because your doctor doesn't want you to know that is a fat diet. Another one is fat diets always focus more on appearance than health benefits. They are not going to tell you, come and do this diet so that you can have a healthier life, or so that you can have these nutrients and things like that. They are more concerned about your appearance. So it's always come and do this diet so you can get your summer body, so you can get toned arms, so this can happen to your body, so your body shape will change, so you have figure 8 and things like that. That is what they always use to sell the diet. And then the last one is they always use personal stories. Just like how I said that there's no concrete scientific evidence. It's always personal stories. Someone comes up and posts a picture of how she was looking in August with big tummy and skinny legs, weighing probably like 96 kg. And then she posts a picture at the end of August telling you that she's weighing 46 kg. Or one of your popular celebrities who has always been skinny, who has always had a skinny nature, comes up to tell you that, I used to be chubby. And you're wondering when, how, when were you fat exactly? And she tells you, I feel better now, I feel lighter. How? So they always tend to use personal stories, and people buy this. So I hope that we have paid attention to all of this. And then when we come across this in the future on social media or anything, you will know that all these are signs of fat diets. Now let's go into keto. So now keto diet. The fun thing is that keto was originally created to manage epilepsy in children. So keto diet was actually created as a therapeutic diet. So it was a therapeutic diet created to manage neurological disorders in children. Now, in 2021, which was last year, a group of researchers came together and did a review and kind of like brought up some scientific evidence that showed that the diet hasn't just been used in children, but it has also been used in adults who have Alzheimer and Parkinson's disease, and it has shown a high amount of positive results. So basically, keto diet is a therapeutic diet. However, your favorite celebrities and your popular social media influencers, fitness influencers, have come up and taken this therapeutic diet and turned it into a weight loss diet. Why? Okay, so now what exactly does the keto diet offer? So it offers very low carb or no carb at all. So they tell you, some will tell you, remove your carbs, don't consume carbs. Some will tell you, eat carbs maybe once in 3 weeks, that kind of thing. So it has no carbs at all. Now, what exactly does it do to the body? So keto diet swaps the body's main source of fuel from glucose to ketone. Now let's go a bit deeper because I need you to understand what's happening here. Your body's main source of fuel is glucose. The brain uses glucose and only glucose. Your brain cannot use any other thing to function. So now, whenever we consume carbs, your body breaks that carbs down to release glucose and things like that. And then the body stores a little bit of that glucose. It stores it as glycogen. Now, it doesn't store more than that little bit because in his head, it's like, you're probably going to keep eating carbs. So why should I store a lot of glucose? It's not aware that one morning somebody's going to wake up and say, I don't want to eat carbs anymore. Now, that has happened. You are doing keto diet. You decided that you don't want to eat carbs anymore. The body is going to go into what we call post-absorptive state. Now, what happens is that it's not producing glucose anymore, and the brain needs glucose to function. So it's going to bring out that glycogen and convert it back into glucose and send it to the brain. Now, because that glycogen storage is very small, now it has finished. Just 1 day or 2 days max, it has finished. There's no more glycogen to convert to glucose. What happens? Your body is about to shut down. There's no way your body system is going to let you shut down. It knows that you have to keep going. So the liver says, okay, we need to produce glucose for the brain. Something needs to happen. So it pulls up all the products in your body, all the byproducts. It takes your fat, your lactose, everything, pulls everything and tries to convert that into glucose for your brain and your other organs to function. Now, while that process is happening, it's producing glucose. It's also producing what we call ketone bodies. So it's not only producing glucose, it's producing ketone bodies. Now, at this point, the organs in your body now realize that, okay, we can survive on fat, but the brain, it needs to be glucose. So you know what? Let's make that sacrifice. Let the brain have all the glucose that the liver is producing. That's what we call glucose sparing. Your organs have basically made that sacrifice for the brain. Now, the brain takes all the glucose. Now, another thing you need to know is that every time the liver breaks down those byproducts to produce glucose, it reduces. So it goes one phase. The first phase produces 15. Let's assume the first phase produces 15 tons of glucose. The brain takes everything. Second phase will not produce 15 tons of glucose. Second phase will produce 10 tons of glucose. Third phase will produce 5 tons of glucose. So with every time it's breaking the products down, the glucose level is reducing. Now, at this point, we say your body is in a fasting state. All your other organs have started using fats to function because there's no glucose. Your brain is the only one surviving on glucose. Now, you still haven't consumed carbs. Now, there's no more glucose again. And the brain tells the liver, this glucose you're giving me is no longer enough. I need to function. And the liver says, there's no glucose again. There's nothing I can do. At that point, your body still doesn't want to shut down. Your brain is still struggling, and the brain says, okay, you know what? These ketone bodies that you're also producing, let me try it. Let's see. And before you know, your brain switches from using glucose to using ketone bodies, which is not supposed to happen. It is not supposed to happen at all. So now you have put your body in starvation phase. Now, this happens basically, it just takes 4 days to happen. It happens in the first 4 days once you start this diet. Now you have put your body into that starvation phase. So let's see what happens further. Now, what is the damage? You force all your organs to use fats instead of glucose as energy. You force your brain to use ketone bodies as energy, as fuel instead of glucose. What is the damage? First thing is what we call ketoacidosis. Now, ketoacidosis doesn't just apply to keto diet. It applies to any diet that tells you to remove carbs or that tells you to restrict your carbs or limit your carb intake. Ketoacidosis occurs, but it is more popular with keto diets. So what ketoacidosis is the buildup of ketone bodies in your bloodstream. So basically what happens is that one of the ketone bodies that are produced is called acetone. Now, when acetone enters into your bloodstream, it lowers the pH level of your blood. This we call acidosis. Acidosis has the ability to affect, in fact, it will affect all your body tissues, nearly all your tissues, so not just one, not two, not three. Everything is being affected by acidosis. Now, the kidney, because ketone bodies are not even supposed to be in your body, in your system, the kidney starts working over time. Remember how when we did the detox session, we spoke about how the kidney helps to flush out toxins. Anything that's not needed in the body, the kidney flushes out. So now the kidney has realized that we don't need ketones. This is not what the body needs. And It's working overtime to flush it out. Now you've put your kidney in overdrive, and before you know, your kidney packs up and breaks down, and this can cause what we call kidney stones. Also, buildup of ketone bodies, keto diet can also lead to brain development issues. Now, because of the excess acetone in the blood system and other types of ketone bodies, you begin to have bad breaths. Your urine starts to smell. Because your kidney is trying to flush out the ketone bodies, you keep going to the toilet, you keep using the toilet, you keep using the restroom, your urine has a very nasty smell, or your breath smells funny. Now, most times people who do keto diet, they take those symptoms back to their so-called coach, and they say, coach, I'm having bad breath, or my urine smells funny. And you hear the coach say, oh, it's one of the side effects of keto diet. Don't worry, it's a normal thing. Just because they want you to keep continuing with it, they say, don't worry, it's a normal thing, just continue. There's nothing wrong. There's something absolutely wrong. Now, aside from that, keto diet can also lead to bone fractures, slow growth in children. It can cause headaches, diarrhea. You begin to feel nauseous. You begin to feel very weak and sleepy. And then there's an increase in your heart rate. Now, all of this right here as common symptoms with people that do keto diets. And just like I said, once they take it to their coach, the coach says it's a normal thing. How is having headache a normal thing? Even if you are not on this diet and you step out and come in with headache, you will know that there's something wrong. All these are signs that you should know that there's something wrong. These are signs that your body gives to you to let you know that something is wrong. So we need to start paying attention to such signs, whether you're on a diet or whether you're not on a diet. Okay, so just before I do this, let's go back to the first slide. Remember the first slide and how I said, keep this question. Yes. Now, I want to hear from everyone. What do you think? Do you think in all of this, with all these problems that I've listed about keto diet and what I've said about fad diet, do you think keto diet is actually a healthy diet, or do you think it's a fad diet? If someone comes to meet you to say, let's have a keto diet, do you think it's something that you do? What would you be your response? I'm just going to stop sharing a bit so I can see everybody and get the questions.
So there's a question in there. Yes, Andrew, I also had that question myself, and we'll let Sylvia answer it as we go along. I thought we could get a bit of engagement. So if people think it's a healthy diet, maybe they can put in the chat 1, and if it's unhealthy, 2. So it's she's been talking for a while and she wants to hear from us. So Andrew says 2, unhealthy. Yes.
Unhealthy. Okay. Precious says unhealthy. Thank you.
I say it depends.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're going to tell us what makes you feel
why I think so. That's a question I want to come back to you with, because you started by saying that keto diet was used as a treatment. It was a therapeutic diet for children who had epilepsy. Mm-hmm. So if it actually works for a particular condition, then it's difficult for me to say no, like unhealthy, based on what you've said. So before you ask that question, I was going to ask you that, okay, then can you tell us how it works for epileptic children then? How is it that it's or do they not have all these side effects when it's used? I don't know if you check the evidence on that.
Yeah, so basically that's the thing. You're getting all these side effects because you're not using it as a therapeutic diet. You're using it as a weight loss diet, basically. Now, for using it as a therapeutic diet, that's a different process, and it's managed with the help of the nutritionist and the dietitians. Thank you, Stephen. Exactly. So now it's managed. We have a dietitian who's explaining that in the chat box. So it's managed with the help of the nutritionist and the dietitians. They have the ability to limit it. They know when to stop and what to do at certain times. But you're just using it as a weight loss diet, you're not supposed to be doing that. You're just going without knowing the full background story or anything. So I'm just going to read what Stephen has popped into the chat. So he says, it makes it unlikely for seizures to occur by enhancing GABA, that's keto for epilepsy.
Enhancing what?
GABA. Stephen, do you want to
explain what's GABA?
Okay, but I will wait for Stephen to
come back
and explain that. So yeah, so basically for a therapeutic, just like I said, for a therapeutic diet, you have it's in the hospital, and then you're guided by a dietitian and a nutritionist. So they know, okay, this is the limit and when to stop. And just like I earlier said, it gets to a point where when you are at the fasting phase, yeah, that's fine because your brain is still using glucose. So I'm pretty sure it's at that point that it's being controlled. But then for people who are using it as weight loss, they take it further into the starvation phase. And that is the phase that you shouldn't go into. So that is where you start to get all the side effects. In fact, that is the phase where you can get, it can lead to coma and death, basically, because the glycogen stores need to be replenished.
Right. Let me ask if what is the connection to epilepsy? Andrew, is that question answered, or would you want some more clarification? Mine is answered in the sense that you're saying that when it's used as a therapeutic diet, then it's controlled, so, Andrew says that's good. So it shouldn't be used as an everyday.
It shouldn't be used as an everyday, yes, weight loss diet. Yes.
Under the control of an expert.
Under the control of an expert, yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, so Stephen says GABA basically blocks impulse. So it basically blocks the impulses and transmitter that results into epilepsy.
I'm not sure where that noise is coming from.
It's me, sorry, I wanted to ask a question.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right, can you go ahead?
You are saying that it shuts the body down, keto, and I wanted to know if you're using it like in pure form, how long does it take to shut the body down?
If we're using it in
like proper keto with no tweaks, because sometimes some people do it, but they don't follow it the way it's in the book, so they probably are having more carbs than recommended.
Okay, yeah. So what I was saying about it shutting the body down, yeah, I didn't actually say it shuts the body down. So the body is about to shut down because first and foremost, you need glucose to function as fuel for the body. Now, when that is limited, the body is about to shut down, and it works over time to ensure that you do not shut down. So yeah, there's a probability, like what you're saying, that probably maybe people who have the diet don't follow it by the book. They'll probably have to add carbs to their own instead of taking out the carbs completely. Does that make any sense?
Yes.
Yeah, but then that's the thing. So if you add the carbs into it, then it's no more a keto diet. At that point, you're no longer doing a keto diet.
And can I just come in? Can I find out why you would want to do it even for a short period of time? If you don't mind, why would you want to be on a keto diet even for a short period of time? Yes.
Okay. Is that for me? Oh,
yes, please.
Okay.
Yes, please.
Well, now I'm getting more information that it's a fat diet and all that. Then when I started it because I was told. Sorry, I have a baby with me that day.
No problem.
I was told it would help my weight loss, as you have said, fast, to make it faster, and it has actually worked there. I think, I don't know, maybe with my own knowledge, I never followed it strictly, as because I always took my own health issues into consideration. So, for example, when they say the coffee with fat and stuff, I didn't take that. So I, moved some things. I don't think I ever took as much fat as would be recommended. And then I still made sure that bulk of my diet was still more vegetables and with the protein.
Yeah.
And over a year, I've lost 16 kg.
Oh,
there. It wasn't completely, like keto. Because
yeah. Yeah.
I had, and so that's why I said, like maybe,
Yeah.
with some twist.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
I get you. Yeah. And Sylvia, can I just comment on this? It's just something in line with what Sylvia said. And thank you for sharing that, dear sister. So as she said earlier on, with all fat diets, you would lose weight. And so I'm not surprised that you did lose the weight. But then another thing,
coming to that.
You were also coming to that. And another thing you said was that you couldn't even follow all the things they were telling you. And those were the things Sylvia was telling us from the beginning. You spent a lot of time asking us, is this something sustainable? Is this something you can do for long? You realized it yourself that there were so many of the suggestions or you couldn't follow. So yes, Sylvia, let me leave it and then I can come back later if you want to comment more on her.
Yes. Okay. Let me just, because of that, let me just quickly dive back in and share my screen. So the next slide was going to be, does it work? Does fat diet actually work? So basically, first thing you need to understand is with fat diet, you're not losing fat. You are losing your weight, but what you're losing is fluid and muscle loss. You're not losing fat at all. Now, it also affects your relationship with food. In last week's session, we spoke about having a good relationship with food and all of that. Now, fat diet makes you feel that every food is bad for you. There is nothing like bad food. There is no bad food. So it demonizes food, basically. It restricts you. It tells you don't eat this, don't eat that, don't eat that. That is already affecting your relationship with food. It's affecting how you see food. So in your head, you're already saying that, oh no, this is bad for me. I shouldn't eat it. Why? Now, it suppresses the cholecytokinin hormone. I'm sorry, that's a mouthful. So that hormone is the hormone that is responsible for feeling full. It's the hormone that makes you feel full. So now once it suppresses that hormone, sometimes you might not eat 24 hours, you won't eat. A day you eat just once a day. Now, by the time you stop this diet, give it a week or a month, and then you stop and you say you're not doing it again. All that cravings, all the hunger, because you have ignored all that hunger side, you are going to end up gaining weight so much. Now, there's something about us humans that when they tell us, oh, don't eat that biscuit, that is when we want to eat it. Oh, you shouldn't be craving this. That is when your body starts to crave it. That is why we always encourage that. Have a bit of everything, but have it in the right portion. You have to eat everything in the right portion. So if you stop the fat diet, you will end up gaining weight more than you were before. Now, it also causes an increase in risk of heart disease, which is because of the unlimited and unrestricted consumption of saturated fats. So that can lead to a risk of heart disease. Nutrition deficiency. There are a lot of nutrients that you might not be getting from any of the diets that you're doing. It's also prone to developing eating disorder. So because this will affect your relationship with food, it can lead to eating disorders. You can start having eating disorders, and then low self-esteem. So for most people, by the time you've tried it, the first month, the second month, it didn't work. You've seen that you've gained weight again. You begin to have negative thoughts about if you're ever going to lose this weight. Oh, I don't think I'm going to lose this weight. I think I should just remain like this. So it kills your self-esteem, basically. So you can see it doesn't only affect your health. It doesn't only affect your health. It affects you mentally too. Now, what do you do if you actually want to lose weight the healthy way? So now it's one thing to lose weight. It's another thing to lose weight the healthy way and sustain it and make that a lifestyle. Because you've done one of the fat diets now, you've lost weight. So what next? Are you going to keep living like that with all the restrictions for the rest of your life? So first thing you need to understand with weight loss is that you need to understand the principle of weight loss. Now, this has to do with your calories. Carbs, it's not carbs that's making you fat. Consuming carbs don't make you fat. So now this has to do with your calories. So the amount of calories you take in, if the calories you consume is higher than the calories you burn, you're going to add weight. You're going to gain weight. If the calories you take in is lower than the amount of calories you burn, you're going to lose weight. If the calories you take in is equal to the calories you burn, you're going to maintain weight. You will just be on that level. So for me, most times I actually fluctuate. Sometimes I lose weight. Sometimes I actually do maintain my weight. Now, also consider your diet as a whole to maintain healthy weight. Now, just like I said, consider everything you eat, but the things you like to eat, healthy options and things like that. Consider your diet as a whole. Don't just focus on only one particular thing. Thirdly, include a variety of foods in your meal while making healthy choices. Now, what we mean by this, when it comes to your fruits and vegetables, don't just stick to spinach and carrots and just say, oh, I'm going to stick to what I know. No, try other vegetables. This week you can decide to try rockets. Next week you can decide to try spinach. Try different vegetables. Have a variety. Then beware of your portion sizes. When we did the Sahara TLC challenge, this was the main thing. You have to beware of your portion sizes. Consume everything in portions. Pay attention to your body's hunger and fullness sign. When you are full, stop eating. When there's something wrong, just like you have the signs of headaches and things like that, you know there's something wrong. Pay attention to all those signs that your body is giving to you. So this is the last slide. Thank you so much for joining this session. I'm going to leave you with this bit of message here. If it sounds too good to be true, then it probably isn't true. And as you can see, the picture I have here is a picture of the burger. And I use that because, yes, festive season is coming. Don't say, oh, I'm not going to eat my burger. I'm not going to eat this. Have your burger, but have it in moderation. Do not go overboard with it. Have everything in portion. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Sylvia. If it sounds too good to be true, then it probably isn't. Is that what is there? Thank you so much. I was just in awe when you were doing the presentation, sitting here and then listening to you. Thank you so much. That was really very insightful. Can we get any burning questions, burning comments? We already had someone sharing some of her experiences. Who else has done? Yes, the slides will definitely be sent to CAHN. So please email CAHN and you will have a copy of the slides. Send your questions, your comments, any clarification you need, because a lot of us have tried it. And I'll tell you my own story. I was hearing this keto thing. And so, yes, there's a difference between reading and learning about it as a nutritionist and actually doing it. So, Sylvia, I tried it. This was like 3 years ago. I remember one of my colleagues telling me, but this thing, it really, she warned me about the keto coma and all of that. After 2-3 days, I stopped. Really, I just wanted to understand, so I know how it is, so that I can. It's not just book or knowledge from textbooks I'm telling people. And really, I didn't like the experience. For us to live healthy lives, we don't have to go through those things. She was talking about the headaches and all those things that comes with it. We don't have to go through that. And time again, we've talked about healthy, how to lose weight in a healthy way. And so that's what we should learn if we are looking to lose weight, rather than going on to these fat diets. Yes, Sylvia, somewhere along the line, you did say that people don't lose weight, people lose water and what did you say? Muscles. There are some, I think, depending on which type you do, that might make you lose weight, but it's not sustainable.
Yes, it's not sustainable. Yeah, just like the keto, because you're burning your fats.
Exactly.
So, yes,
so you may lose weight.
So you will lose
some
the
people
fat.
lose weight, but really, that cannot be a lifestyle. And what we want to encourage here is a healthy lifestyle. It's not just losing it. And in fact, a lot of the times we worry too much about losing weight, that healthy eating shouldn't always be about losing weight. No, it should just be about having a healthy lifestyle, because outside of losing weight, it has a lot of impact on our health. It's not all about weight. Okay, someone says, what about using keto as a diabetic? Is it healthy for individuals? And the person is thanking you for the presentation.
Well, a bit of research, it hasn't really been, there's no concrete evidence though, but then a bit of research has shown that it has the ability to reduce insulin levels or so. So that is actually, it's still shaking. But for weight loss is a no-no. So if the person is pre-diabetic and the person wants to lose weight, no, keto is not advisable because it's not insulin that's making the person gain weight.
Yeah. Okay. I think that we might have to arrange another session, just one session on a healthy way to lose weight. I mean, we've done it before, but it keeps coming up. Yeah, so we will have one session on I wouldn't say it's simple, but a healthy way to lose weight. Since we've done the fat diet, it will just be in order if we follow it with what is a healthy way to lose weight practically. Okay, yes, someone says, God bless you, educative presentation. I agree. It was really, really very insightful, very good. What about low carbs for cholesterol?
With this too, you will need to speak to your nutritionist and your dietitian. So basically, when it comes to having underlying health issues and things like that, you will have to, that was why one of the things I mentioned was that fat diets are they're not tailored to people's specific needs. So if you have underlying health conditions, pre-diabetics, cholesterol levels and things like that, you will have to speak directly with your nutritionist and your dietitian, and they will decide, okay, this is how we should go and this is what should happen. But so this session, maybe we should do another session for people with underlying conditions, because this session was basically for, as a healthy human, if you are healthy, there's nothing wrong with you. You shouldn't be partaking in this diet. You shouldn't be doing any of this just because you want to lose weight. So you shouldn't. Yes, quite all right. These diets are used to control underlying health conditions, just like I said, for like the epilepsy and neurological disorders. But to lose weight, it's a no.
It's not the healthy way.
Not the healthy way to lose weight.
It's not sustainable. Yes, it's so popular on social media. It is so popular. So many people have all these packages, to tell you that do this for one month, 3 weeks, And I know someone who actually does that as a lifestyle. She's gotten so used to it. She says when she doesn't do keto, then she doesn't feel okay. So that's her lifestyle.
That's another thing. A lot of people get so used to it and they just assume that it's the right thing to do, that there's nothing. But the thing is, the diet you've put your body into that state where it's not supposed to be in that phase. You forced your brain and your organs to be using ketone bodies as well when it's not supposed to be doing that. So
plus, why would we want to take out anything, from our diets? We learned the concept of healthy eating, right from childhood. And so we do know there are all these 5 or 6 food groups. Ideally, we should be having food from all of these food groups. And I like that you emphasize on portions. What is important is knowing the right portions to have. So, we shouldn't be taking anything. Food was meant for us to be enjoyed. Healthy eating doesn't mean, you should not enjoy what you are having. That means you're not having a healthy relationship with food. Food is meant to be enjoyed. So if you realize that your eating habits is depriving you of food, certain things you really think you should be having, then there's something wrong with it. There is absolutely.
Yes, there's absolutely something wrong with it, because you should eat everything and there's nothing like bad food. I think that's another thing that everyone needs to take away. There's nothing like bad food. Don't let anyone tell you, oh, that is bad for you. Don't have that biscuit, is bad for you. There's nothing like that. Just know at the back of your head that you have to eat it in portion. So you cannot just say, oh, they said the biscuit is good for me, and then you finish a full pack of biscuits. No, that's not what we're trying to say. You should have that in portions too.
So there's a question in the chat box.
What would I suggest for someone who has insulin intolerance? I would just refer you to your dietitian at this point. Yeah.
And I agree, Mitch.
I will refer. Yes, you have to.
You might want to speak to us outside of this session as well. We have some dietitians within the team, and sometimes when it's one of those tailored answers, we want to give.
Yeah, because it's very tailored, so you'll have to. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So
indeed.
exactly. So if you have any issues, if you have any underlying conditions, same thing to with having your eating disorders and things like that, speak to your GP. Your GPs will be the best people to refer you to a nutritionist or a dietitian. Don't just go off social media and just pick things that people post on and say, oh, come and do this. If you're not eating well, or if you have this and that, come and do this. It will help you do that. No, go directly and speak to your GP, and they will be able to refer you to a nutritionist or a dietitian to help you out.
Yeah, so I think they are there. They do work with them,
Yes.
but I think that people within our community really don't make use of those services. But I think they are there because Sylvia works in a hospital.
Yes, I work in a hospital as a health coach. So we are there, but just like Dr. Hibbah said, a lot of people are not aware that we're there. Most times when I have one-to-one sessions with patients, at the end, I hear them say, oh, thank you so much. Like, I didn't even know I could have this access, or I didn't know I had access to this. So just speak to your GP and then you'll be referred to one of us.
Yeah. Everyone can get access to this kind of information free of charge. So please let them know you have insulin intolerance, whatever the issues are, discuss it with them, and then they would refer you to the right people. Okay, any more questions? Are we all okay with keto diets now?
Does anyone have any clarification around weight loss? Things like anything you want to clarify? Where do you go from here? What do you do?
Are you saying with Christmas coming, we should eat whatever we want? Is that what you're saying?
What I'm saying is eat it in the right portion.
Okay.
In the right portion. Still maintain your portion. Someone brings a tub of ice cream to you, doesn't mean you should finish it in one sitting. Please eat in the right portion.
Right.
So come January, we're not worried about should I detox or should I do one of the extreme diets? No, please. In the right portion.
Okay, so you say right portion because of the intervention we had. Not everyone here was part of the intervention. Just as a takeaway message, what do you mean by right portion? What do you mean by that? Because not everyone here joined our intervention. Yes.
Our intervention. Okay, so for what we did at the intervention, so we said that for every female with physical activities and things like that, we had measurements. So we gave measurements. So in your plate, you should have a cup of vegetables, half a cup of carb. A round plate should have half a cup of carb, 1 cup of vegetable, and half a cup of protein. And then you can also have a piece of fruit. So now with your fruit, you can't have more than one. So you have to spread that out throughout the day. So in the morning, in the afternoon, and in the evening. Don't say in the morning you want to have banana, orange, and pineapple. No, you've already gone a bit up there. So just one.
Right. Just to simplify again, so if people just have the plate, usually, even if you Google this information, you would see it. So the recommendation is that half of your plate should be vegetables, a quarter should be your starchy carbohydrates, which is what you said, and the other quarter would be your proteins, which is not always animal protein. It could be other proteins as well, but you should have the bulk be vegetables. And then there's a last question in the chat box that says, what about exercise and diet? Do you have any comments on that? Yeah.
Yes. So you need to also include your physical activity. So that was why I said the principle for weight loss is calorie in versus calorie out. So now you need the calories that you're burning to be higher than the calories that you're consuming in order for you to lose weight. So now for exercise, most people go to the gym and lift weights and all of that. If you do not want to go to the gym, or if you cannot do that, you can walk. Walking also helps a lot. So even when we did the Sahara Challenge, we did the 10K steps, and a lot of people lost weight during that challenge, during that program. So you can actually walk, take long walks, even if it's 30 minutes, just go for a walk every day. Even aside from that, there are other activities you do in the house that will also, yes, you can, you can dance, you can do your house chores. Doing your house chores and all of that, you are also burning calories. So that is it for exercise. You might not necessarily be a gym rat or wanting to go to the gym. Please, any recommendations for persistent knee pain?
Pain. On this note, Salima, we'll take note of that question. Please just join our sessions. Sylvia, please write that down so that we try to address it, but we have to hand it over. It's time for us to, and I like the last question. It clearly nicely introduces us to our physical activity session, and so we have to bring this to an end. And please don't worry, we'll try and address that question for you in one of the coming session. Yes, Salima. So on this note, we'd like to say thank you so much, Sylvia.
Yes, Doctor. Yes. So I just want to clarify if Hazel is okay with that question. Are you fine with the answer I gave you about exercise and diet?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Okay.
Thank you so much.
Basically, just to clarify, if you do not have any underlying health condition, Hazel, you can eat the proper way, and just like Ofovbe explained the portions to be, have the right portions, and just try and do 1 or 2 physical activities every day. Then that'll be fine.
Well, I tend to ride my bicycle most of the time, even to work.
Yes, that's great. So that's you getting in physical activity. That's great.
Thank you.
Well done. Thank you so much. All right. Thank you, everyone, for joining. Thank you for the engagement. Please do join us again, same time next week. And thank you, Sylvia. That was really, really very insightful, very interesting. I really loved it. And I'm sure everyone here will agree with me that you did a great presentation. So on this note, I'm going to hand it over to Daniel or Shekinah to introduce Orlando. Thank you, everyone. See you same time next week.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you so much, Dr. Hibbah. Thank you so much, Sylvia, for that presentation. So we're now over to our physical activity session. So over to our personal trainer, Orlando.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to tonight's fitness session. And first of all, again, I want to thank Dr. Hibbah for facilitating that seminar and Sylvia for the seminar. All right, so tonight we have a lower body circuit session planned. All you need for today's session is plenty of water, a space. You won't need a mat tonight because we're going to do everything on our feet, on our legs. All right, so if you're ready to go, I'm ready to go. Let's start off with a warm-up. Turn my tunes up.
Sorry, I'm not sure about that.
Let me just plug Alexa out as well. All right, people, we're going to start off with a 30-second star jump. 30-second star jump. Okay, people, get ready. We're going to go in 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Nice and light, people. Just trying to warm the body up. Get the blood flowing. 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Fast. Tapping. Keep the heels up. Tap with the balls of the feet. 4, 3, 2, 1. Next one, squat and reach. Arms to the floor, hands nice and high. Now we're going to go to either side of the legs. We'll go down to the left, nice and high, down to the right. Oh. Three, 2, 1. Okay, jog on the spot. 15 seconds, people. 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, quick 15-second break. Take a sip of water if you need it. All right, people, back to your spaces. Let's continue with some dynamic stretches now. Okay, so first of all, go neck side to side. Also twists. Oh. Hip rotations, 10-second either way. Change direction, 10. One, okay, half lunges. Okay, so if that's a full lunge, we're gonna go half of that. Okay, so we're gonna go there, back up, change legs. And back, halfway down. Last one, toy soldiers. So kick your legs out nice and straight and touch it with the opposite hand, nice and straight. Last one, time. Okay, give yourself 10 seconds, and then we're gonna go into round number 1. Okay, people, listening now. All right, so today's format, we've got 2 rounds and 3 exercises per round. But the difference is, normally we work at a beginner to intermediate pace. Now I want us to work at intermediate to high pace. All right, so there's 1 less exercise per round, but I want you to push yourself that little bit more. Okay, so we usually need a break around 30 seconds, then now try and take your break at 40 seconds. If you can go through the whole round at intermediate to high pace, then good on you. All right, so 3 exercises per round, and we've got 2 rounds to get through. All right, so first exercise on round number 1, we've got Zercher squats. All right, so we're gonna pretend we've got heavy weight right in the crease of our arm here where the elbow is. So arms are gonna stay contracted, biceps stay contracted. And from there, we're nice and tight upper body. Our abs are nice and tight. Again, if you do have some weights, dumbbells, or a kettlebell, you can bring that in now to make sure you keep that core and chest and upper body nice and tight. So from there, we're gonna squat down nice and deep. Bang, squeeze forward. Bang, okay, usual squat mechanics. But the aim is to keep that upper body and the arms, shoulders, chest nice and tight and engaged throughout the move. All right, so we're here. Squat down. Squat down. All right, we're gonna go for 60 seconds, people. Let's get ready now. Exercise number 1, coming in now. All right, to your spaces. Get hold of your equipment if you've got any equipment. We're gonna go on the drop. Get ready, 3, 2, 1, go. Nice and deep. Going, people. Squat down as deep as you can. Make sure you keep the tension in the upper body nice and strong, nice and contracted. Last 20 seconds. Four, three, two, one. Rest, people. Take those legs off. Okay, listen in while you rest. Last two moves. Okay, first one. Again, we're going to up the pace. We're going to intermediate to higher pace. All right, so we're going to go step forward. Squat nice and quick. Step back. We're going to get some cardio in this as well. Squat nice and deep. Step forward. Squat. Step back. Opposite leg. Squat. Forward. Squat. From there, we've got drop squats. Okay, so stay on one leg. Down into a squat. Change legs. Down into your squat. Down into your squat. Nice, strong pace. All right, first one. Few steps, squat. 2 steps back, squat. Keep a nice, high pace. And then from there, we've got drop squats. On one leg, bang, right into my squat. One leg, boom, right into my squat. Let's go. Next 2 moves. Let's go. 3, 2, 1. Start with a step forward. Keep that going, people. Come on. Let's go, people. Keep working it now. Keep working. Let's go. Agnes, Hazel, Jeanette, Rita, Maxine, Selima. Keep working, people. Come on. 20 seconds. Last 10. Three, 2, 1. Okay, your 20 seconds rest starts now. Shake it off. Quick sip of water if you need it. Seconds. Drop squats next. Get ready now. Back to your spaces. Get ready. So remember, one leg, boom, right into the squat. Get ready. 3, 2, 1, go. Keep going, people. Stay nice and light. Twenty seconds left, my people. Keep working for me. Three, 2, 1. On time, people. Round 1 down. Take a 60-second break. Shake and rub them legs off. Take some water in and get ready for round number 2. Round number 2 coming in, 10 seconds. All right, people listening now, round number 2. 3 moves, intermediate to high pace, 60 seconds apiece. All right, first move, we've got sumo deadlifts. All right, so if you've got your dumbbells or a kettlebell, or if you've got a barbell at home, you can use that, you can bring that in now. All right, so if a normal deadlift is here, hip width, we take 1 step out each side, okay? And instead of our hands being on the outside, our hands are gonna be on the inside. All right, so what we're doing, boom, turn the legs out slightly. That's your starting position right there. All right, from there, you're gonna push up initially with the legs. Once your hands come parallel with your knees, same level as your knees, push those hips through. Okay, and then reverse the move. Push your butt out, then your legs back down to the floor. Watch again, bang. Okay, I'm showing you in 2 moves, but try and make it fluid. So that's 1, 2, 1, 2. So go here, back, fluid. Okay, that's your first move right there. I've got a message there. Let's see. So sumo deadlifts. Okay, no problem, Hazel. All right, people, so sumo deadlifts to start off with. Get yourself ready. We're gonna go in 3, 2, 1, go. Nice strong contraction at the top. Really thrust your butt together, really squeeze your bum. Yeah. Come on, people, halfway. Twenty seconds, people, 20 seconds. Last 10. 2, 1, time, and rest. Take those legs off. Put my rub if you need to. All right, people, next 2 moves while you rest. So first one, we've got RDLs, okay, high-paced RDLs. So slight bend in the knee. What we're gonna do, again, bring your weights in if you have weights, dumbbells, kettlebells. Let's go forward with your weight or your body weight. As soon as you feel that stretch, that pull in the hamstrings, you wanna dig your heels in, pull up, contract. Okay, so going nice and quick, down. As soon as I feel that pull, up, squeeze, down. When I feel that pull, up, squeeze, down. All right, we've got there for 60 seconds. And then last move, we've got alternate dumbbell thrusters. So again, go body weight or weights here. What you do, half squat, as you come up, thrust. Half squat, thrust, nice and explosive. All right, it's a sport specific move. So down, thrust, alternate. All right, so RDLs, nice and quick. So dumbbell thrusters, nice and explosive. Let's go, people, last 2 moves, let's go. Let's go in 3, 2, 1, let's go. Start with your RDLs, let's go. Going, people. Working the form, working the lower back, working the back of the legs. Halfway. 15 seconds to go. Three, 2, 1, and rest, people. Quick rest, 20 seconds. And then we're going to go into dumbbell thrusters. Get ready, people. 3, 2, 1, let's go, dumbbell thrusters. Be explosive now. Keep that going. That's halfway, people. 30 seconds to go. Keep it going. Ten seconds. 3, 2, and 1. And relax, people. 30-second break. And then we've got a bonus round to finish. Ten seconds, people. Bonus round to finish. Okay, people. All right, we're going to finish with 4 sets of 20 seconds of tilted squats. Okay, so watch me. I'm just going to go slightly wider than hip width. We turn our legs slightly outwards. Okay. From there, I'm going to squat down. I'm going to lean over to one side. Okay, really bringing the core in now. All right, really bringing the core in. Hip flexors, okay, and the stabilizers. If you've got a weight, you can bring your weight in to make it a little bit more intense, a little bit more challenging. So you can have your weight here as you lean across. So we're going to go squat hold there. So tilted squat hold. We're going to use both sides twice. 20 seconds apiece to finish. All right, people, let's do this now. Let's burn those legs out to finish. Let's burn those legs out to finish. So you can start on either side, left or right. Body weight only, or bring a weight in. It's up to you. Get ready. 3, 2, 1. Tilted squat hold. Ten seconds, hold. 3, 2, 1, and up. Shake those legs up. Seconds rest. Go to the opposite side. Ready. 3, 2, 1. Change sides. Nice and tight. Stay nice and strong. 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. Shake those legs off. 2 down, 2 to go. Back to the side you started with. 3, 2, 1. Hold, 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 hold. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Up and shake off. 1 more to go. Last one, change side. Let's go in 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Oh, 10 seconds. 3, 2, 1, and time, people. Well done. Okay, quick 15-second water break, and then we're going to cool down and stretch off. Well done, people. All right, people, back to your spaces. Let's get the body back to normal. We're going to start off with nice, slow hip rotation. Let's go. Change sides. Remember, any of these stretches you can do at home, 60 seconds or longer. You get more benefits. Front to back. Okay, open the gates, both sides. Now close the gates. Round and in. Leg raises to the sides. Stay with one leg. Same leg to the back. To the front. Change legs. Back. Front. Okay, legs together. Try and touch your toes. Hold where you feel the greatest stretch. Last one, legs nice and wide. Try and get your head to your left knee. Change sides. Last one, down to the middle. Oh, nice and slow. Shake it all off. Last time, people, well done. CAHN, are you still in the house?
Yes, I am. Thank you so much, Orlando, for that exercise. If anyone wants to put in the chat how they found it, it would be great to hear from you guys. And Orlando, what can we expect for next week?
Yeah, so again, we're going to divide the body parts now, or body sections. So today was lower body. Next week, we're going to go with core. So everything, abs, core, obliques, and there'll be a little bit of carryover in each segment. So next week's the core session. Work those abs for the summer, following summer. That's what we're going to do next week.
Yeah, that'd be good. Thank you so much, Orlando, for that information. And next week we'll also be back same time that we were today as well. So that is 6 to 7:30 p.m. And we also have our health hour coming up on Saturday. So that will be about health and well-being during the winter months. So if you want to find out more, join our health hour. That is 11 a.m. to 12:15 p.m. on Saturday. But apart from that, we'll see you guys next week.
Shekinah, well done for your Young Person's Award as well. Big congrats for that.
Thank you so much. Thank you. All right then. Everyone take care.